So tonight, our meditation had to do with giving service and being more precise about what that means. Does it mean that we wait on other people and we serve them, or does it mean that we only serve ourselves? That's how we get in recovery? No, it means that we have responsibility. That means that we have the ability to respond. Uh, we have been taught to be reactors. Something happens, we're supposed to instantly react and come up with an answer. And that's what we can stop now. We can stop that and become a responder. Listen to it, pay attention to what it is, and respond accordingly. That's the thing that keeps us from having a sandal shaped mouth because we get our foot in it so often. And I'm talking to myself here at the same time. So we're going to relax and we're going to have a pretty image that I've said it's been really hot here today, so we're going to do something nice and cool and relaxed, and it'll be pretty. So just begin to relax, get comfortable, lean back, lie down, and we're going to look at some of the things that allow us to do service for others by simply by sharing who we really are. That's the gift we really have is ourself. And we all affect other people. We might think that we are totally without power in our life, but it just isn't true. Um, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. It was a very good therapist in the 80s. Her name was Virginia Satir, and she used to do these little psychodramas. And there was a man and a woman that were married, and the woman said, "Well, he just bullies me. He, just orders me around, tells me what to do all the time, spending my whole life waiting on him." And he said, "She's just a doily and a doormat, and she has no initiative, and she can't act on her own." And so anyway, they were driving each other nuts. So she had the woman actually get on the floor, kind of leaning to the side, and she had the man come over. And she says, "You're blaming when these interactions happen. So, you cling onto his leg and, lean your weight over on his leg. And you, sir, point down at her and accuse her, blame her of all the things that she does, and take your stance, take your physical stance of pointing down at her, looking down at her." They did that. And she told the woman, she says, "Now you hold on." She says, "You hold on for dear life. Don't you turn loose." And then she told the man, she says, "You're really in the power position, aren't you? Everybody thought he was in the power position." And she looked at the woman. She goes, "Okay." She says, "You hold on." And she told the man, she says, "Now try walking." And it dawned on everybody that the person that was the helpless victim wasn't powerless. And then, in fact, she made a wonderful anchor, and he couldn't move because of her lack of ability to respond. She had more power than she thought, and he had less than she thought. They both came away with insight, and insight is what we need. That's what it means when we say, when you change your behavior. God grant me the serenity to change the one I can and the wisdom to know that one is me. When you change your behavior, people around you have to change theirs. They can't respond to you in the same way, not because you demand it, but if they come in and they start yelling and you just look at them and go, "Okay, what are they going to do?" They'll probably yell some more. And you just look at them, "Okay." If you don't react to that, eventually they stop yelling and they walk away because you're just not giving them what they want. So in essence, you're just becoming an anchor. You're just holding your ground, and um, you aren't letting them bully you. You aren't bullying them. You're just saying, nope, I'm here, and this is my position in this. So whatever the change in your behavior, it's like if you normally yell, shut up, be quiet, or whisper, talk very quietly, make the other person lower their voice so they can hear you. If you normally walk out, stay, no matter what. If they normally walk out, then if you normally stay, then follow them, but keep talking very mildly, very calmly to de-escalate. But one way or the other, changing your behavior forces a change in other people around you. So that's why we only fix ourselves. That's why we look at these little details. I'm taking a little extra time on this today. We look at these details that we can change because they make all the difference in our relationships. So for today, just lean back, get comfortable. If you have a recliner, that's pretty perfect. Or lean back on some pillows and begin to move your body in just tiny ways to make it more comfortable. Look for the deepest comfort you can. You might want to move your toes just a little bit to make sure that they've settled into their perfect natural position. And this is an excellent way to go to sleep, by the way. And you might tense your feet just a tiny bit and then relax them. You can choose one and then the other, or you can do both at the same time. And let that comfort move up through your legs. If you need to move your leg just a little bit or tense a muscle and then relax it and move up to your calves. And remember how your legs feel when you've walked and they're tired and relaxed, and you haven't gone to the point of causing any discomfort or anything. You just have caused them to let go. And you can move up to your hips, your stomach muscles, and around through your back. And if those muscles need to move just a little bit or a little readjustment to get perfectly comfortable, because this is for your benefit. This is all about what you need to have it exactly the way you want. You might want to move your upper back, your shoulders just a tiny bit, and down through your upper arms and your forearms, down into your hands. And when you start thinking about your hands and your fingers, you might begin to feel just a tiny, tiny little pulse in your fingertips or a little tingling or just a very relaxed, calm feeling that means relaxation or something like it that just makes you very comfortable. Check your shoulders and allow them to go limp and to let your neck be stretched and relaxed. The muscles around your jaws relaxing. You might actually let your mouth open just a tiny bit so your teeth aren't quite touching. You might want to move your chin side to side just a little bit so you can check for any tension and Just direct it to relax. And you can do that. Your subconscious is in control of all of your involuntary muscles, so your breathing and heartbeat and respiration, all of that. Your subconscious controls that. Your conscious mind controls the muscles that are voluntary. So if you say move your hand, then your hand moves. Your subconscious, though, might make your hand twitch or make it move away from something that it perceives as a threat. You get the idea. But for now, they're going to work together and just let go of any tension. You can move up into your scalp and even relax the muscles in your forehead and your nose. Some people kind of hold their nose flat when they're tense. Relax all of that. Relax your tongue. This is very good for your hair, by the way. That's a nice fresh flow of nutrients and oxygen to your eyes. All the parts of your body responding now. This is what it feels like to be completely at peace. And here's something else. If you found a place in your body that has any tension, think of that place and begin to move that tension down your arm to your hand. So when you think of maybe a tense place in your back, let it flow down to your hand, and you can actually close your fist. We've done this before with just the thumb and finger, but close your fist to the degree of tension that you found in that other part of your body. And as you hold your fist tight, we'll hold it that way for a little bit, and you'll notice when you relax, your hand almost feels like it wants to float. In fact, if you press your hand down on the surface beneath you and hold it there, when you release that pressure after a couple of minutes, your hand will actually float up off the surface. So if you have a tense part, let that leave your body down to your fist. And we're going to take a deep breath and hold it to the count of 4, just like we used to do with our thumb and finger. When we exhale, when we reach the number 8, just let your fist go limp. Let any tension drop away from it. And let that tension release wherever it was in your body. You just moved it right out. So take that deep breath now and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relaxing and finding yourself closer to your true self as you exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Still holding that fist tight. 5, 6. Getting ready to release. 7 and 8. Just let it drop. Let it relax. And you might imagine that your whole body is just softening and beginning to move into relax, like a big, fluffy pink cloud of letters that say RELAX. And you can move up to that big, giant word and move right through the R or the A. Just maybe move between the letters even. You choose. And the cloud just moves out of the way as you actually move in to relax, and your body goes deeper and deeper to your true self, your real spiritual self. And begin to walk across a beautiful meadow. And there's a big hot air balloon there. It's been just waiting for you. And it's got a big cable connecting it to the ground. It's very sturdy, and that's your higher power. Your higher power never lets go, but it does keep you safe, and it won't let you rise off the ground any more than you want to. You can do it by inches or feet, whatever you feel comfortable with. Move over to that hot air balloon, and there's a big basket beneath it. And just go ahead and enter that. There's a little gateway there someplace. There's a place to rest. And as you look around, you'll notice that there's a pile of rocks and there's a toolkit, a little metal toolbox there that has a lot of tools in it. Maybe a little wrench to grasp your desire, maybe a screwdriver to tighten or loosen things that need it, or maybe things to cut loose, things that you're ready to let go of. Maybe a hammer and a little chisel. All those tools have meaning to your subconscious. It can assign meaning right now. And you look at those rocks and you'll identify some of them as maybe having a pleasing color. Maybe they're smooth. Maybe they seem to want to be picked up or touched. And there's others that look like maybe they're jagged and sharp, or maybe they're an unappealing color. They're something that just tells you that's not as comfortable to deal with. You can choose whichever one you want. But for right now, let's label one of those rocks, whatever you would like to work on, whatever you would like to begin to release today. Maybe it would be looking for a certain kind of person with behavior patterns that may be very negative, but you're familiar with them. And we quite often gravitate to what we're familiar with. They may be very negative, but we know about that negativity. We probably experienced it in childhood. A clue, most of these things happen before the age of 10. So if it's something that happened as a teenager, just a hint, you might want to look back further. But for right now, you don't have to have any specific thought. You're just dealing with a rock. Your subconscious knows what that rock represents. And even if you can't think of something that you want to change your behavior with, that you want to live a happier life, maybe this rock even has to do with living a happy life. Maybe it's the rock that says, I don't know how to be happy. I don't know how to get these obstacles out of my way so I can be released into a happier freedom. Whatever you want to assign that rock, sometimes it's a parent, sometimes it's a feeling, sometimes the feeling goes with that parent. It's very flexible because it meets your needs. It doesn't meet mine, it doesn't meet anybody else's, it meets yours. That's why it's so important for you to choose what that's about. It also helps us to get used to the idea of making choices when we might have thought that we don't have any. We absolutely do. So, in any situation, no matter how negative may be, there's usually some things that make us want to hold on to them. Sometimes it's somebody that we love very much and we thought they didn't love us. Maybe they didn't. But what's more likely is they couldn't love you in a way that you understood. They didn't give you what you particularly needed. It could be anything else. But just for example, if they couldn't love you the way you needed to be loved, one of the first questions to ask yourself is, what do you need? What did you need? Did you need someone to pay more attention? Did you need someone to be truly emotionally present? Because emotionally immature people aren't present. As a child, you can run in to show them something amazing and wonderful, and they just say, oh, yeah, honey, that's nice. Oh, that's just wonderful. As they go on scrolling their phone or writing or whatever they're doing, they just keep doing it and ignore you. Just talking about that, I'm pretty sure you can identify that feeling. It's a lonely feeling. And right now, we're going to concentrate on that for right now, just for a few minutes. So when you look at that rock, what if you had exactly that situation happen? That person didn't pay enough attention. They didn't see how important something was for you. They didn't have the emotional maturity to give you what you needed. That isn't because you need to do better or because you were somehow not good enough as a child. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with their ability to love. Some people don't have much, and some seem to be born without it. That's the truth. Some people are incapable of any kind of empathy. They don't understand that you're hurt because they don't feel anything. So this is just reasoning. How do we reason with those pains? How do we come to understand them? So that person didn't give you what you need. Does it help in any way to go off and feel wounded and to feel victimized? Maybe to feel angry, maybe to burn with a feeling of shame that if only you could do better. Or maybe you could go to somebody else and say, I need somebody to give me some feedback and tell me, I thought this was really wonderful. What do you think? I worked really hard. I did a good job on this. And there may be something more I want to do, but I can't think of it. Maybe you could tell me that. Or maybe you could just go off by yourself and think, I'm really good at this. I worked hard and I did my best. And I think this is really great. And put that in a precious place because it is great. If you created this, it is great to you. That means it deserves a place of honor. So if that's what's going on, maybe there's been other times with that person, maybe other times with yourself, that you just ran away from yourself, not the other person. You ran away from yourself and refused to feel the hurt, refused to feel much of anything else, and refused to give yourself the appreciation that you deserve. The appreciation that just comes with, I really stuck with this. I did the best I could. It's like maybe I walked to the corner when I thought I could only walk to the end of the driveway. I stuck with it. I rested and I made it all the way. Good for me. That's that much further than I went before. You can be there for yourself. You can be the one that pays attention. You can treat those things that you create or the things that you do in your life like they're important. When somebody is in pain and they ask you, what do you think? You can tell them, I think I wish you weren't going through this. If I had my way, I would fix it for you. But there isn't anything I can do to fix it. I don't know what to do, but I want you to know I'm here and I'm listening. You can give anybody that much. And you can also smile and say, someday I might need to talk and you can listen to me. Because these things go two ways. And if they don't go two ways, you're codepending and caretaking. The people that you reach out to should be comfortable in reaching back. The people that you share yourself with should be comfortable in sharing themselves with you. How do we do that? We stop judging each other. We stop blaming everything. We realize that sometimes there aren't any good choices. Sometimes we did the only thing we saw to do. Sometimes we simply didn't know any other choices. Even though there might have been perfect choices, we didn't know about them. Sometimes that's where our mothers or fathers are. They didn't see any other choices. Sometimes we realize that if they would have been able to do better, they would have. When we start to get that little glimmer, when you look at that stone, you'll see a beautiful little crystal there. It might be just tiny, or it may be a little cluster of them for all those times that that person that otherwise was a good person, but they didn't help you. But you can see where there was a part of them that would have wanted to if they could. Most parents want to be good parents. They just simply do not have good role models. They were raised by dysfunctional people and they don't know what to do. How many times have we not known what to do to help? Because maybe they were there at that place. Maybe they were emotionally immature. Maybe they were completely without a clue what to do to help. And when you begin to understand that, you might keep that little jewel, use your tools, and break it off of there. Break it off, and there's a little shelf. We're going to have like a little shelf of honor over there to put those little stones there and go, this is the good part of these people. This is the part that would do better for me if they knew better. And it isn't letting them off the hook. They're responsible for whatever they did. And it's never okay. But this is a way of saying it's never okay, but it is over. And I see where there could have been love here if things would have been different. So I'm going to keep this beautiful little gem and I'm going to just let this rock go. What is the rock doing? It's weighing down your balloon. It's not letting you rise to what you aspire to. Sometimes when we're dealing with artists or writers, they get blocked. They just can't do anything. They can't go any further. That's when you know you've got a rock. Whatever it is, if it's decluttering your house, if it's losing weight, if it's spending better time quality with your children, whatever it is, got a rock. So take that big, ugly piece that you broke away from that beautiful little gem. Now, this is the important part. You don't have to know everything that that rock represents. In fact, let your subconscious assign everything to it that is outworn and tired and you're through dealing with. And you can just reach over the side and you can say, I bless you and I release you. Or you can drop it over the side. It's right there. You can pick it up if you want. But you can also leave it there if you want. So let's try dropping it. Just see how that feels. To lose that extra burden that you're carrying around. And when you do, your higher power has that strong cable and your balloon can lift and rise just a few inches. It lifts you closer to your goal. Our goal is always happiness. Our goal is living the best life we can. Sometimes we have physical limitations, mental or emotional limitations, but it can be better than this. Later, we'll find out maybe how much better, but for right now, we know it's better than right here and right now. When you let that go, cause yourself to be there for yourself. to be very present for yourself. And as soon as that rock touches down on the ground, feel yourself a little bit freer. Experience rising just a little bit. And this is always to the degree of your comfort. It can be a couple of inches or a couple of feet, or some people just catch the wind in that balloon and they fly. They're so ready to just release, or at least to see what it feels like to let it go. You can pick it back up if you want, but you can also leave it there. Your higher power guides you to the degree of your comfort and the degree of your benefit. Sometimes it takes us a little time to trust that. I'm telling you right now, you can trust it because you're in the hands of your own mind. And if your own mind won't help you, then we have to look at what do you need to adjust. Your own mind is always there to help you. It's always the strongest ally you have because it has the ability to reason, it has the ability to understand, and it has the ability to learn from mistakes and to learn from experiences. And it has the ability to leave that rock on the ground and see what it feels like to rise towards your goal. We're not going to do a lot today. The quality of understanding that one little experiment, that one little act of letting go is so important. Understand everything about it. Understand that the choice is yours. And you can say, "Oh, I don't know how to be this happy. I need to pick the rock back up again." You know what? Maybe you can pick up a little piece of it, but you don't have to hold on to the whole rock. And at that, it seems like, of course, you can let it go. Sure, you can. And let's imagine that that balloon can rise as high as you're comfortable. There's a cool breeze blowing that just causes a very gentle rocking motion, kind of like being cradled in the hands of your higher power, being soothed and comforting and comfortable. And even though people might have let you down, your higher power is paying attention. So the important question is, if your higher power is paying attention, are you? You pay attention to yourself and you pay attention to that connection with your higher power. So you can learn to guide your own balloon. And of course, you're always in the hands of your higher power. The safety net is there. Your higher power's job and goal is for you to feel confident in running your own life, not other people, running your own, finding what makes you happy. Because what makes you happy is going to be the purpose of your soul. The purpose of your soul is a huge energizer to your whole body and self. And that gentle rocking motion and the cool breeze. Maybe just a couple inches off the ground. It doesn't matter. The important thing is that you see that it lifts, it rises. Whether you go up or down or sideways, you're headed towards your freedom from the past. And the way we get free from the past is to be in the present. So right now we're going to be in the present by you taking control and lowering that balloon back to the ground. You can let tiny bits of hot air out of it, or you can just ask your higher power to shorten that powerful cable and lower it to the ground. Get a solid base under you where you're comfortable. And know that if you really wanted to, you could let all the air out of that balloon and just drop that couple of inches to the ground and you wouldn't be hurt. You're in control of it. You're a lot more powerful than you think. And you're a lot stronger and safer than you think. So relax down to the ground and know that we can come back here anytime we want. You can choose another rock every day before you go to sleep or when you first wake up. Get it out of your balloon. And know that for every negative experience, there's a little bit of something that we can learn from it. Sometimes it's something that tells us don't do that again. But that's a good thing to know that. That's why we take that little gemstone. It's like when we have anger, it may cause us a lot of emotional upset and pain, but it also gives us the energy to get up and out of that situation. So there's a positive and a negative to every emotion, every relationship, and we have to be the ones that choose the balance. The choices are yours. We didn't journey real far today, but we journeyed very significantly. As your basket sits down on the ground, and you can smile because you did a good job. You're doing this. And for just that moment that you dropped that rock, you're in control of your own life. You're in control of your feelings, you're in control of your circumstances, and you're in control of finding happiness. You even chose that little pretty part to keep. That's a choice. Later, you may throw more of that away too. It's all up to you. So take that strength with you. Take that guidance that you find within your own heart and open the little gate and step back out on the ground. And just look around at that meadow. It's so much prettier than you remember from just a few minutes ago. Maybe more flowers have bloomed. Maybe there's some shady clouds just cooling the day above you. That beautiful, cool breeze carrying the scent of flowers. Maybe the scent of a waterfall or a lake. Maybe the cool, fresh water. It's very pleasing. You can begin to Walk back into your everyday life. Bring those choices with you. Bring the fact that you paid close attention to yourself. You gave yourself what you needed, and you're bringing that knowledge with you. You're bringing that ability, that skill, and those tools with you into your everyday life. You can guide yourself back now to that supportive surface beneath you. And when I count from 1 to 5, at the count of 5, when you open your eyes, you can open your eyes relaxed, refreshed, and deeply at ease, and sleep well tonight. Sleep well. Let the number 1 just begin to come up. Number 2, feeling that sturdy support beneath you, that surface that holds you. Because we always lean on things that support us and never on things that don't. With the number 2, you can take that deep breath. Number 3, feeling yourself very present right here, right now. Number 4, take another deep breath. Feel the need to stretch and move around a little bit. And number 5, just open your eyes, wide awake and ready to share yourself. You are the greatest gift you have to give. All the way back.